of perception or those issues of legal challenges that are there may actually be valid, but then there's that presumption of innocence until proven guilty. So I do not see a problem with the current Deputy Chief Justice running the functions of the CJ for the time being until a new recruitment is done. Those challenges that people are asking or Kenyans are questioning are challenges that may arise at the time when now they are recruiting a substantive CJ, but not now.
All right. And so if let's look at a scenario, the other side of the coin, where, for example, if the DCJ is blocked from assuming that office in an acting capacity to make decisions, wouldn't this actually stop several court proceedings, not really court proceedings, but some decisions that are supposed to be made, signatures that are supposed to be signed?
No, even if a Kenyan went to court right now and stopped the Chief Justice from taking over in an acting capacity, because remember, the CJ's letter said that the Deputy Chief Justice will act for 6 months. Even if somebody went to court today and stopped that process, remember, this is not about an individual, this is about an institution. And you have to fall back to the Supreme Court. How many judges are in the Supreme Court? So if that happens, then the Judicial Service Act and the procedures will allow an acting CJ to be now appointed from within the sitting judges. But this is an assumption that someone goes to court. This is an assumption that a court decision is made. But in the circumstances, even if you went to court right now, you have 6 months for her to act. When will you get this judgment to stop her from acting that? Because that will be a full bench of about 5 judges sitting and hearing. There's a very big challenge in terms of that lacuna. So at the moment, I think we are stuck with the position as it is. Let there be a presumption in law which will all benefit that she's innocent and has been proven guilty. Let her act for the next 6 months. Substantive CJ will be recruited. An institution must go on. But then the good news, which I'm trying to tell and to communicate, is that BBI is solving this problem by saying future appointment of a CJ will begin 6 months before the CJ exits. So it will solve this lacuna we are finding ourselves in.
All right, but then, Kissinger, from where I'm, are we looking at a situation whereby probably this is just a way of trying to block the DCJ from ascending to power, as from becoming the next female Chief Justice?
I do not know that this is a ploy to block her from doing that. And leadership sometimes, as a fallback, is ordained from God. So even if she's meant to become a CJ, whoever will try to stop her will not make it, because there are rules and regulations of how to do it. But what is there is that the case she's being faced with, or the case she's being challenged of, must actually be cleared before she ascends to office. So probably she has 6 months to try and clear that lacuna that is existing, and after the 6 months she's acting, a substantive position will be recruited, meaning the next 6 months or so, the country will be searching for a Chief Justice. But I do not think this is a ploy to stop her from doing this. I think these are some of the administrative challenges that when you are in public office, you are definitely going to face these things. But remember, the Constitution has a clause, innocent until proven guilty. Let her justify her innocence. If she's meant to become a CJ, she'll become a CJ. If she's not meant to become a CJ, she will never become a CJ. So I think these are some of the things that we have to understand. I do not think there's a specific ploy against her becoming a candidate as CJ, because what will be the reason blocking her from becoming a candidate of a CJ? And then the gender card is also in her favor.
All right, and finally, Wakili, so should she take that position of acting, that acting position of the CJ until we get the next Chief Justice? What will the DCJ be able to do, and what will she not be able to do, the powers that she will be having?
The question you're asking is actually a very good question, because what you have to look at Section 5 of the Judicial Service Act, and particularly Section 5.3, which says that the DCJ shall be responsible to the CJ, meaning that the DCJ can carry out the functions of the CJ when the CJ allocates. Now that Maraga has gone ahead and allocated and appointed her the functions of the CJ, then substantively one can argue that the current DCJ, Philomena Mwilu, will do all the functions of the CJ. There are only a few functions that she cannot do. For example, she cannot right now transfer judges from one place to another. She cannot now do the annual report of the judiciary, because that's normally done annually, and the CJ has already done it. And so these are some of the very limiting functions. But as it is, when you look at Section 5.3 of the Judicial Service Act, she can actually do most of the functions that the CJ is supposed to be doing, because the CJ is on terminal leave and ceding responsibility of running that institution to the DCJ.
All right. Thank you so much, Kakai Kisinja, lawyer, talking to us about, that vacancy that's being left by the CJ, that is Chief Justice David Maraga. So I need to take another commercial break here on KTN News Center. I still have a lot lined up for you when I come back, so keep it KTN News for much more.
This is KTN News.
Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Jah Rastafari, in the name of His Imperial Majesty King Selassie, I give thanks for this blessed moment. Jah, keep I protected from Babylon tricks and adversity. Bless I that I maintain a positive, loving and caring spirit as I...
To get Jah Rastafari, dial star 811 star 898 hash.
Having affected the standards we often considered normal, COVID-19 has been declared a global pandemic. Nearly half of all schools in Kenya don't have basic hand washing facilities, affecting 19 million children. With COVID-19, this is even more concerning. It's up to us to make hand hygiene a priority. Every child deserves safe hands. Together with Davison Shirtliff and True Black, we, the Standard Group, have partnered to collectively unite other corporates and individuals alike to set up basic sanitation facilities around the country. As is our corporate responsibility, individuals can also by identifying, nominating and submitting schools that are in dire need of sanitation and other basic facilities through nomination forms, which will be accessible both online and in hard copy in the standard newspapers. Our plan is to enable every child to survive through this pandemic and get a chance to fulfill their dreams. So, let's do it for them. Let's do it for our children, our future. For more information, send an SMS to the short code 40616 or email at standwithkenya@standardmedia.co.ke. Time to come together for tomorrow. It's our future. A partnership by Davison Shirtliff and True Black and the Standard Group.